Hey, this is a 2018 Nissan Murano, and I'm going to show you how to change the spark plugs. Yeah, so I started with removing the airbox and then the throttle body and pulled that by the side, didn't unplug it. My partner Larry also mentioned if you can get around it, you should. They're kind of like thickety a little bit. Of course, I disconnected the battery just in case. And then moved on to disconnect this line here. It's bolted onto the manifold. The manifold has no bracket in the back, but it has two PVC hoses, and you're gonna disconnect them best after you have the manifold loose, so you can twist it around a little bit and move it a little bit. It makes it easy on you. And there's only this hose here in the back on the manifold, and a couple of screws here in the front, so then you can move this whole thing back. And after that, you're basically already ready to loosen up the manifold. It's actually pretty simple. It has 6 bolts, 2 nuts and 4 bolts actually. After that, you can lift it up, turn it around. You gotta disconnect a couple of harnesses here. It's pretty obvious. Not a big deal. 45 minutes, you should have it off. Now I go ahead and replace the spark plugs, and just gotta document a little bit when I put it back together. Okay, I replaced the plug, so now I'm gonna put the coils back in. I leave them connected. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can on myself. Okay, then you just place the intake back on here a little bit like this, and go ahead and connect those hoses here. After this, you put the intake in place and put the 2 nuts and the 4 bolts on, and then you have to, I loosened this here so it gives you a little more room right here. So there's a hose. I don't think you can see it right there. It goes right on there. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. But I gotta hold it, but it's gonna go on there. After this, you put this bracket back on here. It goes over here. There's another screw right here. Put it there. And there are gonna be 2 more here in the front. Here. And there, down here, those 2. I put those bolts back. I also put the bolts back for those solenoids here. I just gotta tie them up, and there goes one more, also up here. This vacuum hose goes over here. Let me tie this up. If you do those things more often, what's really helpful is when you have a magnet holder, maybe for the most common like 8, 10, 12, 13, and then in a situation like this, that really helps you a lot. To get this bolt started. So I went ahead and put the throttle body back into position. Already also put the brake container up here, just loosened so I can move it around still, and I put the box in. Now I'm gonna put the the rubber hose back, airbox goes back in, and after that I just gotta replace, put the airbox back in, the cover, that suction duct there, and done. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.